Injuries in playoff hockey are bound to happen, as the ramped physicality paired with increased intensity on ice can easily put wear and tear on the body. But within every roster, there's always those select few players that every team struggles to succeed without once they're on the IR. Players whose absence takes a significant toll on the team's well-being. In this video, I'm going to go over a few players whose injuries could be the downfall of their team's postseason success. And with that, here are 3 players that could cost their teams a cup. The impressive shutout that the Leafs pulled off during Game 2 against Columbus was largely overshadowed by the terrifying turn of events that came about in the final few minutes of play. Muzzin, who had just blocked a shot prior to, had to be stretchered off the ice after falling awkwardly into Oliver Bjorkstrand, striking his knee and skate. As Muzzin was transported to the hospital, it became evidently clear that, for a team that has a bare defensive core to start, was going to have a significant hole on the blue line. Number 8, after arriving from Los Angeles, has proven to be, in all actuality, the only solid defensive D-man Toronto has to look to. Muzzin, impressively, after only playing in 53 games for the team, surpassed everyone on the roster in hits and blocks, and was the only player to record over 100 of each. As we all know, physical defensive play is one of the biggest keys to winning a Stanley Cup. Even still, you never know, the Leafs could surprise us next game, just like they did in the last. At only 23 years of age, Ilya Samsonov, during his rookie season for the Caps, well outplayed his predecessor in Holtby last season while putting up a strong case for the starter position. With significantly better numbers all around, Samsonov rose to the occasion when being called upon for DC, while Holtby went on to record his worst season numbers in all his decade of play. That's why when the Russian Tendy went down with an undisclosed injury before entering the playoff bubble, Todd Reardon didn't hold back when discussing the severity of the loss for the Caps. "It's disappointing for the player. Disappointing for us," he says. "He's a guy that's a really good young prospect for us, so to not have him with us is disappointing. I thought he'd made some strides and put together a pretty good run this year, so to be without him is certainly disappointing." And while the team does have previous backup Phoenix Copley, who could take the reins later on, there's no question that without an elite netminder, as the Blues proved to us last postseason, you won't get very far in the end. Holtby, who was instrumental in the Caps winning a cup a couple years back, could redeem himself, but so far, the break hasn't seemed to help him find his game. A very disheartening display for Lightning fans transpired mid-frame in the first against Philadelphia, recently as Norris finalist Victor Hedman fell awkwardly to the ice. The defenseman, who apparently injured his ankle, took his time gathering himself before skating off to the locker room, and didn't return. While Stamkos being out is obviously a tough break for the Lightning, a team that already has other offensive weapons up front would rely on guys like Nikita Kucherov and Braden Point to get the job done. Hedman, though, is a very valuable, multifaceted defenseman who not only is key in transitional play, but also on both ends of the ice. The defenseman is the key piece in the Bolts' lethal power play that was 5th league-wide last season, 4th in scoring as well for the squad last campaign with 55 points, with 18 of them coming from the man advantage. Tampa is going to be forced to look to guys like Sergachev and McDonough to help fill the void.